So did you call it We Are One from the beginning? Or how did you come up with We Are One for the name?
My wife's named all of our businesses.
Okay.
Yeah, so my company that I started for Stone was called Hand to Stone. Because it was like
She's got a knack for it.
Showing pride. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. She does. And she's a smart girl. She always seems to think about those small things that no one really picks up. But yeah, we were discussing it one day and we're like, hey, well, carbon fiber is like a bunch of things coming together, and I want it to be inclusive, and I want it to be about a team that I can build and that I appreciate and bring the right people together. And she's like, well, we are one. And I'm like, yeah, I like that. That's actually not bad. It's like not a great brand name. It's not like, like all the brands out there today, but it's like that has some legs because it's different too. It was a unique thing. It wasn't, like one name. It stood out, right? So, and it posed a question what I liked as well. It was like, what is that all about? And so, yeah, I kind of like that. So we went with that. Yeah.
Well, what I find fascinating, and it's not unique, but it's definitely rare, is that instead of going to Asia or Taiwan to get your stuff built, you're making your stuff right here in Kamloops.
Yeah.
Which is like, I didn't think it was possible, but it's possible.
100%, man.
You're making it happen.
Yeah, I think
and the prices are good too. Like, I don't know how you're doing it, but
depends on who you talk to. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool. I mean, I saw a lot of. I spent some time in Asia when I was with Noble, and poked my fingers in a few things, and based on what I learned with the stone business and what I saw there, and I kind of was like, just makes no sense to me.
The big lead times?
Big lead times, the costs, the people doing it,
quality control.
The quality control, the headaches, the nightmares we were dealing with, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. So I did up a business plan, sourced a fiber supplier, and decided the hell with it. I sold my house in Squamish and sold everything I owned and put it all on black. Went for it.
Nice.
Started We Are One.
Wow.
Yeah, so we
it's gotta be scary.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, it's not a small undertaking. I think everyone I knew told me I was an idiot to do this. There wasn't one person that was like secretly like scoffing, like, there's no way this is gonna work. You know that, right? And I'm like,
we'll see.
A lot of people told me that many times in my life. Thank you. keep giving me the fuel I need. So
a little fire in the gasoline.
Exactly. You just filled my tank. I appreciate it. So have a good day. No, it was good. Yeah, I mean, it was a massive undertaking. It wasn't easy, and I'm really proud that we can still say that we make everything here.
So you take the raw product and you turn it into a finished product.
Yep.
Take it to market. You do it all here.
Yeah, everything.
Did you get an engineer that was like from Rolls-Royce or something to help you with the design?
Yeah, our initial engineer was Fraser. He came from Rolls-Royce, smart dude from England. Well, he's actually from Scotland, but he trained and did his schooling in England. Really nice kid. He came up and we originally did the molding and the tooling together with him, and our
that was for the original the agent wheel.
The agent, yeah, the very first one, July 2017, June 2017. Yeah, mind blowing.
Yeah,
we went from like, there was so many good stories along the way. Like the first time we did this stuff was just like, oh my god, what did we get ourselves into? There was a lot of long sleepless nights and aggravation, but yeah. Fraser kind of helped us out. He brought a lot of his technical prowess to the team, and he's still dearly missed.
Yeah,
he was a good dude. Yeah, He left us in 2018. So yeah, working for Raceface the bugger.
Oh yeah,
we won't hold that against him.
So you were trying to iron out some of the manufacturing hiccups that you saw, in previously, and like. From what I understand, a lot of stuff is made and then it's like sanded and fixed after, cosmetically, and you lose your structural integrity if you do that, right?
Yeah,
you want it
to
made
a point, yeah.
Perfect, and you want it sellable right out of the mold, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Is that the
principles of my business plan were we needed to cut out 80% of the labor, and 80% of the labor came post mold. So that means once the part came out of the mold in China or Asia, it was
flawed or
it was flawed. It needed filling, it needed sanding, it needed painting, it needed resanding and repainting and repainting, and all this messing about to get it to a finished product, and of which you couldn't guarantee was a good quality product based on what we had learned in our steps leading up to that. So problem number one to solve was how do we cut out all that labor. So we went out and we sourced out different bladder molding techniques, different bladder material. We sourced out better carbon that allows for higher compaction with lower pressure. There's all kinds of things we tested along the way and before we got to our final recipe for the agent. But the first time we popped it out of the mold and it was just like clean off the flash lines and drill the holes and that was it. We knew we had something we achieved for sure.
And did you also like try and figure out how many times you can use a mold before you have to redo it? And
yeah. I mean, our like a typical aluminum mold nowadays, we'll get about 1,500 rims out of it before we have to retool it. So it's, for us at the time, it was way beyond our capacity would ever have been at the starting point. So yeah, it was no problems. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And now, also, I was doing some research, and you're trying to line up all of the fibers, because if they get bunched, and then it's like stronger there, and you don't get the resin to all the same places, it's not even, and you're lining up all your fibers so that they're strong everywhere and consistently strong.
Yeah, it's like a carbon fiber's only strong in long elongated runs. Well, I shouldn't say only, but it's where it shines is when it's elongated perfectly and there's no we call wrinkles or kind of speed bumps along the way. Let's say it's just going straight. So if it flies in a straight arrow, that's optimal. And Fraser and me, we worked on a lot of the engineering for the laminate for the rims, and we still to this day I think have a great product based on that premise for sure. And that's just working on fundamentals of what the product does best. Yeah.
And I understand that the repeatability of making a product was with plus or minus 2 grams, and the China standard is like 15 to 20 grams.
Yeah, plus or minus 15 grams is what we used to get when we were dealing with vendors there. And now we're plus or minus 3 grams and we're good to go. 2 grams, we hit a super tight tolerance and we repeat year day after day.
Wow. Yeah. That's high quality. That's how you maximize the strength for the weight.
I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, I spent a lot of time on process engineering and SOPs to make sure that people are operating and doing what they need to do and how to do it, and it's easy to train to get them to do it. It was it's been a long struggle to get to where we are now, but I think onboarding people now, in generally about 2 weeks they can start making good quality product that we can send to the market.
Yeah. And how do they ride? The problem with carbon rims in the beginning is they made them too stiff. Like they were like radially stiff, and you want them laterally stiff. And so how did you make them laterally stiff without making them radially stiff, so that they had some compliance and they could actually don't bounce you off the trail? How did you find that balance?
I think just having with my background, I'm pretty intuitive of how a bike should feel and what the positive effects are, and I think just tuning the laminate in orientation and in shape to getting exactly what we felt was like the optimal amount of stiffness and the optimal amount of compliance into the rim. We don't like to use that word, by the way, compliance. It's one of those ones it's like 10 beers or a case of beer if you say that word.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a buzzword. No, but it's the radial stiffness of the tire, and so that doesn't feel rigid and beating you up. It was just something that we played with, on the trail. Really, it's not really something you can quantify on test rigs because it's a feel. It's not quantifiable. It's tactile. What are you feeling when you're riding it?
Do you remember Nicolas Fayot used to try different wheel sets with different tension spokes, and he really played with that a lot.
We did that too. Yeah. It's huge. I mean, that's it's big outcomes for sure. Yeah. He was the master of that. That guy used to fiddle around with his bike, and no one knew what the hell he was doing. It was great. He was just go off into his own little world over there and his own tent, and they would fiddle around. Oh, he was crazy, man. I wish I was paying better attention than focusing on racing, because that guy had so much to teach for sure.
Yeah.
Could have learned a ton from him.
Yeah.
Just by watching.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your product is strong. It's light. It's got the right amount of flex where you want it. You offer a lifetime warranty. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah. I always have. Or, sorry, I shouldn't say that. Not always have. We did as soon as Santa Cruz did.
Okay. Oh, yeah? You're like, okay.
They started it.
Yeah. They started it.
I want to clarify. They started it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, will that come back and bite you in the ass? Or like,
no, I mean, we're not a high volume player, obviously. We manufacture 12 to 18,000 rims a year right now, and our warranty rate is still sub 1%. So it's very, very low. We know our product is great, and we offer a lifetime warranty. It's a no questions asked warranty. If we would say the disclaimer of a manufacturer's defect, as in like we did something wrong, 80% of those products that come back broken to us would fall under the not covered, because that's not a manufacturer's defect.
Yeah.
I'd like to say that a lot of the people that ride our product are at the upper end of the crust. They push the bike harder than anybody else, and anytime we generally get a warranty is like, yeah, dude, I screwed up. I did this like 15-foot drop and came up short on a rock, and anything would have broke. You're like, and it comes back and there's just a small crack. You're like, oh, that's not that bad. So yeah, most of the time we see stuff like that, and we still cover those. It's very, very minimal damage from rider error more than it is our problem.